people. To allow the train to come safely into the station. It will depart at 3 o'clock and will go down at 3:47. Again, the LO&S is now arrived to the track. Please stand clear of the tracks and allow this train to come safely into the station. The LO&S will leave at 3 o'clock for Paradise, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Adults, take your time stepping up onto the stair, and any children here, please help them up and down. They don't want your help, but they need it. I'm going to do a little demonstration here. As far as your tickets go, all I want is the bottom stub from each passenger as he boards. You keep the large section of the stairs. Could be in the world, we just don't know about the Eastern Hemisphere. Built 1885 as a coach, and then it was motorized during the last section. If you notice, we don't match the platform well because this was built for a 3-foot gauge, narrow gauge railroad, the Lancaster, Strasburg, and Southern. Now, notice how much smaller the stairs and the doorways are and how much shorter it's going to be on the standard coaches behind us. That's because this was built for a 3-foot gauge railroad, and the people were much smaller. They used to sell 40 tickets for this end routinely. I tried to put 40 modern-sized people in this ticket. Now, this, like I say, this end held 40 passengers. I'd never get the modern-sized people in here today. That end held 2 tons of freight, 20 canisters of milk, and all the mail. That was the motor end, so this car did everything. This was a move for efficiency. If I still had the steam train like I had today, I need a fireman, a brakeman on every car, I need a conductor, I need a turntable to spin the engine at the other end of the line this would have run on, a runaround track to take the engine around the train and bring it back in the other direction. Not with this. One man ran it, and this was a move for efficiency. Now, when they built this, it was an experiment. They actually did the initial designs on this car on a dinner napkin in a dinner meeting, and then they refined it from that point. We have the original blueprints, we have the original designs for this car, we have the original patents, even the original personal correspondence for this car that was used to build it. Now, I'm going to take you out along the line. You're going to see some things you won't normally see, and I'll tell you some things that aren't normally within the speech of the regular train. Okay, anybody waiting for anybody in the restrooms or anything like that? Is where all the engines are in the roundhouse that are being used right now in service. All of them. Yes, that's under the station. the center of the land grant from the Independent Brave 3. This is also the picnic room where you can have a picnic lunch and watch the steam trains go by. Now, if you go up 10-mile arc from this point, there's over 250,000 plain coconut owned. That would include the Huguenots, this was their colony paradise, the Amish, the Mennonites, and the Dunkards are the major groups. Now, this used to all be Huguenot farms, but now, every farm we're going to pass from this point on is going to be an old order Amish farm because they've replaced the Huguenots. Now, they're devoutly religious people. They don't have any TV, no radio, no electricity. They don't have any automobiles, and they stay very much sequestered to themselves so that we don't interfere with their religious beliefs. Now, there's over 233,000 Amish in this country in Canada. They're in 27 states, and they're also getting pushed more and more into Canada at this time. They have huge families, and their farms are cut down to minimal size as they try to keep the families in the agrarian population. Since they're beyond what the land here can bear, they're being forced into other areas and into other jobs, other avocations. So they do a lot of woodworking, they do a lot of construction, they do a lot of other things now besides farming. Now people ask all the time why the Amish clotheslines are so high on these farms. Well, if your farm is cut down to minimal size, you've got to use every square inch you can for either tilling or for agriculture or for passage. So therefore, you have to get the clothes as high as you can so that you can use that land as well. Now, as we go down the line at the next stop, when I'm running the steam train, the conductor normally announces that when I blow the whistle, a ghost train answers me. Does anybody want to hear a ghost report? I'll do it if you do, I won't if you don't. That's up to you. Yeah, you do. Okay, what we'll do is when I get down close, I'm really cheap. I only pay the ghosts over here. Don't bother opening this side. Just open the windows over here. Not now. Stay comfortable. I'll pull back. When you open them, make sure you open them above that latch. So this car's from the 1880s. That's the only safe position for these windows. Not halfway up. You can fall down and hurt you. Now, the horns I'm going to use for the ghost horn, by the way, are the oldest horns we know of anywhere. They were made by Westinghouse Air Brake Company, WABCO, and George Westinghouse was still running the company. Now, George was a blessing to railroads. He was the one who developed air brakes. The first train with air brakes left Pittsburgh area in 1869 going eastbound. Before that time, all trains had men called brakemen who jumped from car to car with brake plugs and applied and released the brakes by listening to the commands from the engineer to whistle so that they would apply and release. A terribly dangerous job. These guys had ancient shoes, terrible road bed, bad suspensions. They were maimed and killed in droves. So it was a wonderful thing when they had air brakes that could be controlled from the cab by the engineer. And by 1872, there was a good enough air brake system that when the train pulled apart, the cars wouldn't run away. They would actually apply the brakes and you wouldn't have a runaway. So that was very modern, very rapidly that they began to develop these new brake systems. Also, as we go down across a bridge down here, I'll call out to you when we cross the bridge. That used to be a public highway called King's Highway. Take a look at it. Today it's a foreign lane. It's very much like it did in pictures from when it was a public highway. You'll see why people opted to take these cars instead of the public highway of the day. Okay, also people ask about all these little these extensions on the Amish home farmhouses. Most of those are called downy houses. The Amish don't believe in rehabs or rest homes. So they build these extensions onto their homes and keep the elderly with them in these extensions. Okay, all of